Right. So today, we're diving deep
Oh, exciting.
into Simon Sinek's Infinite Game
Okay.
and how it really kind of changes
Yeah.
the way we think about business leadership. You probably heard of Sinek.
Yeah, for sure.
He's that he's a leadership guy.
Yeah.
He talks about starting with why.
Right, right.
But his Infinite Game concept, it goes way beyond
Absolutely.
just finding your purpose,
Oh,
you know?
totally.
It's about shifting your
It's
your whole mindset.
it's a whole different way of looking at things.
It really is.
Yeah.
And
What I find really...
go ahead.
Oh, no, you go.
Oh, okay. Well, I was just going to say,
Okay.
it's interesting how he challenges that
Oh, yeah.
that whole traditional business narrative of like winning,
Right.
beating the competition, and he's saying,
Just crushing it.
yeah, crushing it. He's saying that
Yeah.
can never really be
Detrimental.
detrimental in the long run.
In the long run, yeah.
It's let's break down.
Yeah, let's unpack that a bit.
Yeah, let's unpack this Infinite Game idea.
Okay.
So he makes this comparison to the Vietnam War,
Interesting. Okay.
and he's saying that the U.S. was playing to win a finite conflict,
Right.
while the North Vietnamese,
Yeah.
they were fighting for survival,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
their very existence,
Right.
you know?
Right.
And
So it was like way
even though the U.S. had all the resources,
our resources, yeah.
they couldn't maintain the will
They couldn't keep going.
to keep playing indefinitely.
Yeah, they couldn't sustain it.
And
I think that's such a crucial point because it highlights that difference in approach, you know? Like in the business world, if you're just focused on the short term.
those short-term wins and like
outmaneuvering the competition.
you get that tunnel vision.
Yeah.
You know, it's like playing checkers
Exactly.
when everyone else is playing chess.
Yeah, that's a great analogy. And you know what? Sinek, he actually experienced this firsthand.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he talks
I'll have to look
about
at that.
Yeah, he was presenting at both Microsoft and Apple events.
Wow.
And he noticed this difference. Like Microsoft was like so obsessed with
They got to beat Apple.
beating Apple. Like that was their whole thing. But Apple was more focused on
The vision.
their vision, their just cause.
Yeah, yeah.
And he even told an Apple executive, he was like,
Oh, wow.
hey, I saw this great Microsoft product. It's actually better, you know? And the executive just said,
What do you say?
I have no doubt.
I have no doubt. Wow.
Like they were so
Unshakable.
unshakable in their focus.
Yeah.
And that unwavering focus, that's
A key.
a key characteristic of those infinite-minded leaders.
Mhm.
It's not just a slogan. It's like
It's like it's a belief.
it's a deeply held belief about why they exist.
It's their why.
Yeah, their why, beyond just making money.
Right.
And, to really show you the power of a just cause.
Okay.
Sinek tells the story of Nikolai Vavilov.
I've heard of them, yeah.
Yeah, this Russian botanist.
Right.
Dedicated his life to ending world hunger.
Ambitious.
Yeah.
Big goal.
He created the seed bank
I see.
with the goal of preserving all this plant diversity and ensuring, future food security.
Like for the whole planet.
For the whole planet.
Wow.
And what's really
Go ahead.
what's striking is what happened during the siege of Leningrad.
Oh, yeah.
This is
brutal time.
brutal, like just awful.
Yeah.
Vavilov's team, they're facing starvation themselves.
Wow. Right. Yeah.
They chose to protect the seed bank,
Over themselves.
even at the cost of their own lives.
It's
They understood
wow.
that their just cause
Yeah.
was bigger than
Than their own survival.
their individual survival.
Wow.
Like
Talk about
commitment.
commitment. Right.
Right. It makes you think about
It really does.
the kind of dedication that
Yeah.
a truly inspiring just cause
It can generate. Yeah.
can generate. But, Sinek also warns against
Oh, interesting.
mistaking growth
Yeah.
for a just cause.
Okay. So
He uses this great analogy of going on vacation.
I like this.
But you don't know where you're going.
Okay.
You're just driving,
Just driving.
focused on going for
It's just miles.
miles, yeah.
Yeah.
Without a destination.
Aimless.
Aimless. He's like, that's what it's like for businesses that
Just grow.
prioritize growth above all else.
Interesting.
And he points to Walmart as
Right.
a prime example.
Mhm.
When Sam Walton was leading the company,
Yeah.
their just cause was very clear. Serve customers, provide value.
Yeah.
But as they grew,
Yeah.
the focus shifted.
What happened?
It became about maximizing profits.
Okay.
Expanding at any cost.
Growth at all costs.
Yeah. And that shift had a huge impact.
Yeah.
Employee morale.
Tanked,
yeah. Public perception took a hit.
It's like they lost their soul a little bit, right?
They lost their way.
Yeah.
And it shows that just focusing on growth without that clear purpose
can backfire, can be detrimental.
It's interesting. So if growth isn't the goal, what should leaders be
focusing on?
Exactly.
Well, Sinek argues that the traditional role of a CEO,
the chief executive officer,
CEO might need a little revamp.
Probably a makeover.
Yeah, a little makeover.
Okay.
He proposes a new title.
Hit me with it.
Chief Visionary Officer.
The CVO.
The CVO.
I like it.
Someone who's not just
about, the day-to-day
operations,
but who embodies the company's just cause.
Right.
And keeps everyone aligned with that long-term vision.
It makes you think about
the
kind of people we promote to CEO positions. Often it's the
CFO.
CFO.
COO.
Yeah, right.
Right. But do they have the
right
mindset for this? Yeah.
For the infinite game.
Yeah.
That's a key point. Just because you're good at
the numbers.
Doesn't mean you have the vision
or the leadership
to navigate
the complexities of the infinite game.
The infinite game. Now, one of the things I found really impactful about Sinek's work is his critique of Milton Friedman's idea.
Oh, yeah.
The sole responsibility
business
is to maximize shareholder profit.
Right.
He argues
shareholder primacy.
That actually has contributed to a decline in companies' lifespans.
He's crazy. Think about companies like Ford, Kodak, Sears, Giants. They were huge in their industries.
Yeah.
But they became
fixated on those short-term profits.
Yeah.
And pleasing shareholders
that they didn't adapt, and ultimately
they faded away. Wow. So he's saying that instead of just shareholder value, businesses should consider
a balance.
Yeah. He talks about will and resources.
Okay, I like this.
Will being the motivation, the dedication of the people.
Got it.
And resources being
the money,
the assets, the capital.
Core stuff, yeah.
And he believes that
if you neglect the will, decline in trust, innovation,
and ultimately
sustainability.
Yeah.
And that's where the story of the Container Store comes in.
The Container Store. Okay.
During the 2008 recession.
Oof, tough time.
Yeah. Instead of resorting to layoffs, they decided to freeze salaries
across the board.
Wow. And what's amazing is,
tell me,
that decision came from the employees themselves.
No way.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
It shows the power of a shared purpose, and the trust that can exist when leadership prioritizes
the well-being of their people.
Wow.
It's such a contrast to that approach of extracting performance
at the expense of everything else.
Yeah. Morale, loyalty.
Yeah, it's
amazing. It's a really powerful story.
It is. Yeah. It makes you think, how do you cultivate that kind of environment?
Yeah, where people feel safe, where they feel like they can contribute, take risks without, fear of being punished.
Yeah. And Sinek calls this psychological safety.
And
he uses a story of Rick Fox to illustrate this.
Rick Fox, okay.
Yeah, so Fox was this oil rig manager for Shell, and his platform had a terrible safety record.
Wow.
But then he started implementing
what do you do?
These trust-building exercises with the help of this organizational psychologist named Claire Newer.
Okay.
And the results were remarkable.
Like, what happened?
So the Shell URSA platform, under Fox's leadership, achieved an exceptional safety record.
Wow.
Along with record-breaking production numbers. So it's like it worked. Yeah.
It's proof that
when you invest in building trust and psychological safety, you actually get
it's
not just like a feel-good thing.
It's tangible.
Tangible results. Yeah.
Yeah, the numbers prove it.
The numbers prove it, exactly. And Sinek also brings in this
interesting.
The valuation model.
Okay.
That the Navy SEALs use.
Navy SEALs, right.
They assess candidates not just on their competence, but also on their character.
Right.
They understand that
in those situations,
trust is paramount.
Trust is everything, yeah. But even in companies with strong just causes and good cultures, things can still go wrong.
Things happen, yeah.
Yeah, and Sinek kind of dives into this concept of ethical fading.
Ethical fading.
Where the pursuit of like those short-term gains overshadows ethics.
Right. And he uses the Wells Fargo scandal.
Oh yeah, that was it.
As a like a chilling example.
Yeah. What happened there? Remind me.
So employees were pressured to meet these unrealistic
sales goals.
Sales targets, which led to the creation of millions
of fake accounts. It was crazy.
It wasn't just like
a few bad apples.
It was like
the whole
systemic.
Yeah, systemically they were.
Yeah, the culture prioritized profits over everything, over ethical behavior.
It's and Sinek points out that this kind of ethical erosion, it happens.
It's gradual. Yeah.
Gradually, yeah.
You don't even realize it's happening.
And
he talks about how the use of euphemisms, like calling unethical practices, like business as usual.
It's just how we do it.
Industry standard.
Disconnects people.
Yeah, disconnects people.
From the
consequences.
The consequences of their actions.
Yeah, it allows them to rationalize.
So you kind of say, well, everyone else is doing it.
Everyone else is doing it. It's not really that bad.
It's not really my fault.
I'm just part of a system, yeah.
And that brings us to one of, I think, the most, I don't know, counterintuitive, but also insightful concepts in his book. This idea of worthy rivals.
Worthy rivals, yeah.
He suggests that instead of viewing competitors as enemies like people you have to destroy, that we should see them as forces that
push us
to improve,
to eat better,
and to innovate.
Absolutely.
It's
he even tells a story about himself.
Does he? Okay.
Yeah, where he realized
what happened.
He'd fallen into this trap
of
viewing another speaker in his field
as competition.
Right. He was so focused on
beating him,
that he was missing the learning opportunity.
Yeah.
And that shift from competition to collaboration actually helped him
improve his own work.
It's interesting.
He realized that worthy rivals can be
like sources of
inspiration, motivation.
Yeah.
And Sinek argues that they can help us to
really clarify our
own.
Just call it blind spots.
And to push ourselves beyond our comfort zones.
Yeah, they keep us
on our toes.
Yeah, complacent.
They keep us honest.
Yeah.
Make us better.
Makes you think about those classic
rivalries,
yeah.
Coke and
Pepsi, yeah.
Nike and Adidas.
Yeah, they've been at it forever, it seems like.
Yeah.
But they've both
created these amazing brands,
yeah.
Innovative products.
And
they've pushed each other.
Yeah, they've pushed each other
to be better.
But Sinek cautions against mistaking the loss of a worthy rival for winning the game.
Right, because it's not a finite game.
Exactly, yeah.
He uses the example of the U.S. declaring victory in the Cold War after the Soviet Union collapsed.
Right.
And he's saying that sense of triumph,
we won,
led to
curve happened.
This period of unchecked U.S. dominance, which arguably led to
some not so great
outcomes globally.
It's a reminder that in the infinite game, there's no finish line. Even when a rival drops out,
the game continues.
They can continue.
And that brings us to The concept of
hit me with it.
Existential flexibility.
Existential flexibility, okay.
Which is this ability to
adapt
and reinvent
yourself, yeah. While staying true to your just cause.
To that why.
To that why, yeah.
Okay.
He contrasts Walt Disney, who was willing to
what?
Leave his own successful animation studio.
To go do what?
To pursue his vision for Disneyland.
Disneyland, wow.
With Kodak.
Kodak, yeah.
Who clung to their outdated film business. Right. Even though they invented...
They invented the technology.
The technology that
killed them.
That disrupted their industry.
Wow, that's rough.
Kodak's inability to adapt... Their existential inflexibility ultimately led to their
demise.
Their downfall.
Wow.
And Sinek argues that every organization will eventually face this moment.
Where they have to.
Where they need to make this bold change.
An existential flex.
An existential flex.
To stay in the game.
It's just irrelevant,
Yeah, he brings up CVS again.
Oh, right, yeah.
Highlighting their decision to...
Stop selling cigarettes.
Stop selling cigarettes, yeah.
And that was...
Seemed crazy to a lot of people.
It flew in the face of conventional wisdom, and even faced criticism from Wall Street.
The people with the money.
The people with the money.
Yeah.
Who were focused on
short-term losses.
Short-term losses, yeah.
Because they're thinking
finite game.
Finite game.
But CVS understood that selling cigarettes was
fundamentally
at odds with their his cause of promoting health and well-being.
Yeah, it's they were willing to.
They're willing to
take a hit,
take a financial hit.
Yeah,
to stay true to their
values,
and to make a positive impact.
A positive impact.
It's a bold example of how this infinite mindset can lead to
these decisions.
Decisions that they might seem
counterintuitive.
Or
risky in the short term, but ultimately create
more value,
greater
sustainability
in the long run.
In the long run.
But how do we cultivate that?
Right. How do we get there?
That kind of courage.
Yeah. Sinek believes it starts with changing our perception of how the world works. Okay. It's about recognizing that we're all players in this game,
right? And it's a game that
there's no winners or losers.
End point. No winners or losers.
It just
is.
Yeah.
He tells a story.
Okay.
About Doug Parker.
Okay.
The CEO of America West Airlines.
Okay.
Who, after 9/11.
Oh, wow. Tough time.
Faced
the very real
possibility of his company
going
bankrupt.
Yeah.
He was struggling to secure a government loan that seemed impossible to get.
Yeah, and it was a conversation with an employee,
Mary,
a single working mom,
that
shifted his perspective.
What?
He realized that keeping the company afloat
wasn't just about
the numbers.
The bottom line.
It was about
the people,
the livelihoods of thousands of people.
Like Mary,
yeah. And that realization fueled his determination
to get that loan.
And he succeeded.
He did it. Wow.
Yeah, he saved the company.
Wow.
It's a powerful example.
It is a powerful example
of how
just cause
yourself
can drive you
to achieve the
seemingly impossible.
The impossible, yeah.
But Parker didn't stop there.
He didn't.
He realized that even
saving the company
was just a stepping stone in a larger pursuit. Okay, what was it?
He found his true just cause in creating a company culture that genuinely cared for its employees.
It's like the why became the people.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And that led him to make some unconventional decisions.
Okay.
Like giving mid-contract raises to pilots and flight attendants.
Even though people
weren't happy.
Drew criticism from Wall Street.
Right. The money people.
And even some people within the company.
Really?
Yeah, but Parker understood.
He knew
that prioritizing the well-being
of his employees.
The will, as Sinek puts it, would lead to greater long-term success.
It's like it's not just
the right thing to do.
It's also
It's the smart thing to do.
A smart thing to do.
And Cynic contrasts this approach with companies like Walgreens.
Walgreens, okay.
Rite Aid.
Right.
Sell cigarettes.
Sell cigarettes.
Despite a stated mission.
Missions that focus on health and well-being.
Yeah, it
highlights
the hypocrisy.
The hypocrisy of when companies
say one thing,
talk the talk.
Yeah.
But don't walk the walk.
Don't walk the walk, yeah.
Cynic argues that true courage lies in aligning your actions
with your just cause,
even when it means making those
tough choices.
That might not be popular or profitable
in the short term.
In the short term, yeah. It really is about like shifting your perspective, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like moving away from that win-lose.
Yeah.
That dominates so much of our thinking, you know?
It really challenges that whole like, for me to win, you got to lose.
Right.
Which I think is at the root of a lot of problems, honestly.
It's like we're obsessed with being right and
proving other people wrong.
Totally.
And we've kind of lost sight of like the potential for like working together,
collaboration,
and progress.
And Cynic says that this is super evident in how we approach big issues like climate change or political polarization. It's like we just dig in and our heels in the sand.
Yeah, and then
we demonize anyone who disagrees.
Exactly. It's like there's no room for nuance, for conversation.
Yeah.
For understanding.
It reminds me of that proverb. Like, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far,
go together.
Go together.
I love that one.
It's the infinite game is really about understanding we're all
connected.
Yeah.
Our fates are intertwined.
It's like we're all on the same team.
We are.
Even
if we're playing different roles.
Different
perspectives.
Exactly.
It's Cynic's work is...
It's refreshing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like a breath of fresh air because it can feel so negative and cynical these days.
Absolutely.
It's a good reminder that we can actually shape a better future.
We can.
But it's not through domination.
It's not about conquering.
It's not about, conquering. It's about
collaboration, innovation,
and a shared commitment to something.
Bigger than ourselves.
Bigger than ourselves, yeah.
And that's the real power, I think, of the infinite game. Understanding that.
And even our small actions.
Even the little things.
The ripple effect.
Yeah, that we don't even
see.
It
goes beyond our little bubble.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into Cynic's ideas.
It's been a good one.
We want to leave you with
some questions.
Some questions to think about.
To ponder.
Yeah.
What's your just cause?
What's your just cause? What infinite games are you playing?
In your own life.
In your life, yeah.
Yeah.
And how can you apply this
infinite mindset?
This infinite mindset to your work, to your relationships,
your hobbies, everything.
Your everything. Yeah.
Are there areas where you've been
kind of unknowingly?
Yeah. Playing a finite game?
Playing a finite game.
Without realizing it.
Without realizing it, yeah. And who are your worthy rivals?
Yeah. Who are those people that push you?
That push you.
To be better.
To be better. And how can you learn from them?
Yeah.
To become the best version of yourself.
And most importantly, how can you contribute to creating a world that embraces this infinite perspective,
where it's about collaboration, trust, commitment to something bigger.
These are big questions.
They are.
We don't expect you to have all the answers
right now,
but we hope this has sparked some new ideas, new ways of thinking
about the world. Yeah, because remember, in the infinite game, there's no winning or losing.
It's just about keep playing,
keep learning,
and keep contributing to something meaningful.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
We'll catch you next time.
We'll catch you next time for another one.